morning. We need you to go back into your OLS to double check a few things that we have noticed have been some issues as we have gone in to help you with different problems that you were having. We've noticed a couple of things. So one is to go into your subjects that you have due dates on and go to course management. And we want to be sure that the grace period has been set correctly. Remember, the grace period is set there for those students who come in after our original start date. So you would go to Edit Classroom Settings, Manage Auto Adjust, and you want to be sure that grace period is set for 3 days. Once you confirm that it is, just click Confirm, and you also want to be sure it's on Auto Adjust up here. Click Confirm, and you should be good to go. So that's fairly easy. Just be sure that you do this for each class that has a due date. Remember, the due dates, those that do not have due dates, it will not show up for. So the only ones you need to concern yourself with are those courses that you have set due dates. All right, the second thing we want to look at is expected progress. So to do that, you want to come back to your home page, and you want to go ahead and pull up one of your subjects. It doesn't matter which one, pull up one of your subjects. And this time, we're going to go ahead and open it to Overview. And I do want to use a subject rather than my homeroom because I want to see their course start date, not their enrollment date. Now to do this, you're going to need a couple of things ready with you. And one is this neat little expected progress tool that I'm getting ready to send out to you. So you will get that. You'll also get a copy again of the notes that we had from the PowerPoint about setting expected progress that tells you the percentages that each one should be. So if you'll remember, in the beginning we came to this page and then we could do a group at a time. So let me show you what happens when I do one person at a time, and then I'll show you what happens when I do a group. Let's say I want to check and be sure that this child right here, his is set correctly. So I would click here, and I would go here, and to expected progress. Once I do expected progress, I can look right here and I can see that his things are all set correctly. So I know this one is good and ready to go. So all I would have to do would be to hit save and move on. Now to check them, I would have to go to each one if I'm going to go here to check them. Now if I feel the need that I need to change a whole group at a time, say let's say I want to go ahead and set everybody who has the 810 course start date, I can click all my 810. I can keep going all the way down to everybody with 810. Click here, click expected progress, and this time you notice they all reset to 100. That's going to happen anytime you do a whole group. But once here, I can change and get all of those 810s to the right percentage. But what happens when I get to one who was not, didn't have an 810 start date? That's when I'm going to use my little expected progress tool. So let's look at the child right here that started on 9-7. I'm going to click their name, and I'm going to go to expected progress. When I get here, I can automatically see something that's wrong. When I look right here at art and at 89%, I know that's not right because our art and music are set at 50%. So something is wrong. That's when I pull out my expected progress tool. And I noticed when I looked a minute ago, this child started at 9-7. And right here, it's showing the correct start date of 9/7, but these percentages are wrong. So I pull out my expected progress tool. I come up here, and I'm going to change the date to 9/7. And when I click it, it changes. Now I can see where this child should be. This was a fourth grader, so they would fall in this category right here, and it should be anything that was 90% should be at 81%. Those that should have been at 50 will be 45. So those that were supposed to be at, those are the ones I'm going to come over here and change. So let me come over and change them. And I'm going to put science was supposed to be 90, so I'm going to change this one to 81. Alabama history would be 81 also. Art was supposed to be 50, so now it should be 45. Math should be 81. Stride, we can go ahead and leave that at 100. Mind play. ELA Summit would be back to 81. Online learning should always be at 100 because we want them to complete those courses to prepare them. And the only reason I put the strides and everything at a percentage back to their 100% is because we don't give a grade there. So it's fine for them to continue to be working in those. But I definitely want to be sure online learning is left at 100% because that is what's preparing them for going into our courses and get an introduction of what all we have to offer and how to maneuver their way through the OLS. Once I've done that, I click Save, and everything should be good. And then I want to go on to the other. Let's say that I just want to go through here and be sure that all my 9/7s are set correctly. I can go through and find everybody that has that same start date and come back up here and set them all together if I want to do it that way. But then again, when I come back here, remember, because I selected a group, I will have to go through and change each of them. All right, hope that answers your questions, but if you have any others, please feel free to contact one of us and we will be glad to help you. Thank you so much.